Good afternoon. Today I'm going to present using Google Drive in Bring Your Own Device in schools. And this is my beautiful school. I'm lucky to be working here for the last 17 years. And our school is located in Istanbul, Turkey. I'm the technology director. And also I'm Google certified trainer. Just imagine yourself in this nice nature, nice building. Today it's very crowded, so I don't want to keep you long, but I will try to give the key best practices for using Google Drive in Bring Your Own Device schools. So I'm going to ask a question, a quick question. In your schools, do you use Google Apps for education? Okay, I can see 10 hands. And do you have one-to-one program in your schools? One-to-one. Tablet, PC? Okay. So Robert College started Bring Your Own Device program in year 2011 with students. And in 2004, we started with teachers. And what we found out that with the students in the classroom, when students have the devices, all the education evolves. So you need a tool like Google Apps. I will show you how we use Google Apps in classrooms for different skills, for example, collaboration, creative thinking, digital citizenship. So please be ready for the best practices. Okay, this is our school. I didn't get on the helicopter, but just drove this schema. So you can see that we have 9 buildings. It's a big campus. And in every building, we have wireless coverage, including the gardens. It's 100 years old, and we combined the history and the technology. And here, why in Robert College we use Google Apps. So the number one item is collaboration. Students, when they have devices, they can work together. They need to work together, and Google has tools that I will show you. For example, here we will see Google Spreadsheets, Google Presentation, so that the teacher, as a teacher, you can just share one document and let students work on that document in the classroom, outside the classroom. And one other benefit is anywhere, anytime, any device. In our school, the students can bring a Mac or a PC or another kind of device, and the students can use these devices in the garden or in the classrooms, anywhere they want, in the library. It's safe because it's not running on your server. It's a hosted service. So we are located in Turkey, and the servers are in Ireland, in Germany, in the US, so they are just backed up, which is very important for the continuity, the downtime. And it's fast. It runs faster on Google Chrome, as you can imagine. It's a Google product. So we strongly recommend you to use Google Chrome with Google Apps. It's free for schools. For example, Robert College became a Google Apps school in 2012. And it took us just a week to set it up. And we started using with our students. And for corporates, it's $50 per year per person. So it's a really good product and free for us as educators. And it has a great support. Google has its own support, but there are news groups, Google Plus groups. Have you ever used Google Plus, by the way? Okay. Google Plus is kind of Facebook, but it's controlled in the domain. So why we chose Google Apps for education is if you just register as a school, you can have policies, so you can have controls and you can have different policies for different age groups. For example, for middle school, high school, primary school. In our school, we have, this is only high school, Robert College, so we have 5 years of high school. So we don't use different policies, but if you have middle division or primary division, you can just say that, primary education, we don't use Google Plus. You have to be over 13 years old to use the Google Plus. And in Google Plus, if we have time, I'll show you an example that you can easily share photos with parents, for example, or between students. Okay, so our school, we use ISTE standards and international standards in technology in education. And if we look at our school's vision, our vision is to have graduates with 21st century skills. And these are the 21st century skills. I'm sure you are familiar with most of these. In your schools, are you using ISTE standards, IST standards, any schools? Or ICT, IB standards? So they are mainly the same. Creativity, communication, collaboration, working together, critical thinking, digital citizenship. So when you use Google Apps, you will have all these skills implemented in the classroom as well. Okay, we said anywhere, anytime, any device. In a bring your own device program, your students may have iPads, Macs, PCs, or iPhones. And when you use Google, for example, in our situation, students in the classroom have their laptops. And when they are on the way back home, they can also access all the documents from their iPhones. Because when you use Google system, you can have offline copies, so which means that they are locally downloaded on your devices. So on the way, you can also keep reading. It's like Amazon Kindle, you know, just download the book and read it. So before implementing Google Apps, the student work, we used to keep on school servers. And just imagine the student is on the bus and he has no access or she has no access. But if you have this Google system, everything is hosted in the cloud. So nothing's stored in your school servers. So they are accessible from anywhere, anytime. And here, this is my Google Drive. This is from my iPad, a screenshot. This is from my iPhone. In iPad, it looks a little bit different. On the left side, there are the menus. But here, in iPhone, you have a smaller screen. So you have this button, so you will get the same options. And this is very important because students use different devices, and when they switch between devices, they have the access to the same information. A little bit different look, but you know, the same mentality. Okay, work in the cloud. As I said, nothing is stored locally. So everything is stored in Google servers in the cloud. And the number one thing, the benefit is students are not dependent on the machines. For example, a student may forget his or her laptop at home or just left it in the service bus. In our school, what we do is we have loaner laptops that the students can check out with their IDs. And when they get a loaner laptop, they get connected and they see all their documents. So there is no way that they can say that, oh, I forgot my laptop, so my work is not here. And they cannot say that, okay, I did my homework, but I left it at my home computer. So when they first start the school, we have orientation week. And in orientation week, we say that instead of keeping your documents under my documents, just keep in Google Drive. By the way, Google Drive, which is the app version of Google Apps, so you just install it on your PC, Mac, or iPhone, or iPad. So you can keep all your documents there. It's synchronized all the time. So a student, I'm sure when you have one-to-one program, one of the students will forget it in every class, just imagine. So with Google, you will have everything in the cloud, so there are no more excuses. And working offline is another feature that I personally use as well. So that in Istanbul, there is huge traffic, and students spend 2 hours, 3 hours in the traffic. And when the students keep their documents in the cloud, they can easily access and work while they are on the way. And when they have an internet connection, if they make any changes, they are synchronized. So they can work offline, and just when they are connected to internet, it's okay. I have a small video here, but I will just switch it. Yes, there are 6 photos from our maths classroom. You can see that students work together. There is group work, collaboration here, and in RC, when you go to a classroom, it can be noisy, and we want our classrooms to be noisy because when there is noise, it means that students are sharing something and collaborating and working together on it. Look, for example, they are working on a tablet here. another group here, and more and more group work takes place, collaboration takes place in the classroom with the help of the Google Apps. Before Google Apps, we use different software. I won't give names because they have booths here and they may hear me. We use different software. Why we like Google is it's web-based. So with a browser, you can easily access it. You don't have to install another program. It has HTML5. I don't want to get into the technical details, but when something is web-based, kind of this, for example, in the classroom you have 20 kids, and 20 kids can work on a single document at the same time, or in groups that I will show you an example. It makes life easier. So in the classroom, I have two examples. Let me go down and I will come back. As a teacher or as an administrator, you can collaborate with your colleagues. It's not just in the classroom. In many times, for example, we are working on an... By the way, at the end of the presentation, you will have the link to the presentation, so you can use all of these or see and read later. For example, in the department, you are working on a document. And what you do is, you just type a Word document, send it as an attachment to 12 people, and then one person makes a change and then sends it again, so there is an email traffic. And then you don't know which is the latest version. You just say final 1.2, final 5.6, something like that, then you get lost. So in the offices, administrative offices as well, and academic offices, we've started using Google as well, sharing documents so that there is one copy in Google. Since the document is stored in the cloud, there is one document. You don't make copies, and when someone makes a change, then when the other people try to access the document, they see the latest one, so you don't make copies. So this is very important. When you use Google, you have only one copy, and it's shared with people. School-wide communication. For example, in our school, we have forms for day trips or school trips, and every time you save it on your desktop somewhere, and you are never sure which is the latest version or where is it. So we've started sharing all these on Google Drive so people know where to go and look. Because if you send it as an email attachment, then if you want to make a change, then you have to send that form again. So it reduced a lot of work, making central control. Creating surveys and assessment tools. A colleague of mine talked about formative assessment this morning. If you didn't get a chance, you will be able to watch the video. You can create forms easily. Have you ever used SurveyMonkey? SurveyMonkey? Or Zoomerang, there was Zoomerang. So you can easily create a form. I won't show it here, but you can easily create a form and then send to your students with one click and get their feedback. And you can use it in the classroom just to understand if the students get the point, or you can just, for example, in our school, we wanted to have a survey for the cafeteria. So we get together with students, we just send the survey, and 2 days later, 500 students voted their best food, their favorite food. So you can use it in the classroom and also outside the classroom. And accreditation process, our school is accredited by New York Independent Schools. So in the previous years, we used to keep the files in memory sticks. I'm sure some of your schools have ECIS or CIS accreditation. So the files were sent by emails, memory sticks, floppy drives, some of you may remember. So the same idea. When you create a document, you just share with the whole group, and then the whole group collaborate, work on it together. Sharing photos, Google+, we see in primary school. We don't have primary division, but if you have primary division or middle school, parents want to see more and more photos. So if you use Google Apps, it's closed. So you can just authorize certain people and they can only see it. It's not just putting on Facebook. We see that some schools just post photos, student photos on Facebook, and they are accessible by public. But the best part is when you use Google+, you can just limit the use in the domain. And Hangout, have you ever heard Hangout or used Hangout, Google Hangout? Okay. It's the Skype version. Microsoft has Skype, and Hangout is the Google's Skype version, and it's very efficient. You can have multiple people communicating, and our students use Hangout, and teachers as well. For example, we have a teacher, and he was away for a conference in Japan, and he used Google Hangout to communicate with his class. So Hangout is also embedded in Google Apps. So what we talked about, sharing a document in the classroom, sharing photos, creating surveys, and you can see that you can make phone calls. And global collaboration project is RC has, Robert College has other schools in the US, in Europe. So students, we have a debate club, want to communicate with other schools in Europe, for example. They use Google Hangout and share all the documentation over Google Apps. And everything is inside your domain, so it's not public. This is very important because you can't make some things public, and you have to keep inside. It's very important, especially the photos and videos. I will quickly go on this professional development. What we do is we have training sessions for our teachers and one-to-one trainings as well. And here in Robert College, we have a new term, teachers teaching teachers. For the last year, what we do is we just invite subject teachers. For example, a maths teacher just comes and shows the other teachers how he or she uses the Google Apps in the classroom, how he can share the documents, or how he uses the forms for assessment. So in our school, this works very well, and my colleague, she's smiling now, Burcu, she's the organizer of all those trainings, and Erika as well. So what we suggest you is lessons learned. Always have subject teachers showing the best examples. Because when you are making a training, I didn't show you, for example, how you can create a form, but the most important thing is in your curriculum where you can use that form to make it work better. And you can just go ahead and visit these links later. And there is the link. If you can take its photo, you can access the presentation. And there is my Twitter account. So here you can then see that here in the first picture, for example, students are working just themselves. There is no group work there. And this is a maths classroom. And this is also a group work here. And you will see in our school, for example, if you come to Istanbul, just stop by and you will see that the classrooms and the way we do things are changing. And I know I have 4 minutes, so I will show you a quick example. For example, this is from maths classroom. Again, and first of all, this is a PowerPoint here. Sorry, it's a Word document. So the teacher gives the instructions first, and this is very important. Each group will have color-coded slides to solve. So what teacher does is, for example, there are 20 kids in the classroom, and you say, okay, I want 5 groups, 4 students in each group. So you say, okay, you guys, red group, blue group. So every group works in his or in their pages, and then they just go back and see what their friends do. And this is very important to give the instructions first to the students. For example, the group red, this is how they distinguish. So just imagine you have a document, you just share with students, 20 students in the classroom, and you just say, okay, this group is red, this group blue, and they get their questions, and they collaborate and just solve the questions. For example, here, and this is the blue group. And another good example here is, for example, after reading a book, and this is, sorry, here, how fellow students of Lycée 9, Section 9, the teacher created a document, Advanced Mathematics, and asked students to read pages between 62 and 65. And then students just use different colors. This is very important because when you are collaborating, working on a single document, just forget the computers in an office. What we do is, for example, I use blue pen and Burcu, my colleague, uses red pen, so we can easily distinguish. So in this example, students read the assignment and then used Google document to add their comments. I just hid the surname. So this is good because students can see each other's comments. This is not copying, it's just seeing what others think and also add their comments. I will just go down. And some of them added also the screenshot. So this is how we use in our school best practices, and believe me, you can make presentations for every slide, 60 minutes presentation, but what we suggest in a one-to-one environment, or if you are considering one-to-one environment, you will end up with more collaboration, group work, creativity, digital citizenship, the standards that the 21st century graduates have. So please consider having a system like this. This will make your life easier and help you to achieve your academic goals. And if you have any questions, you can ask now or just use my Twitter or... Yeah.
Is it possible to make some things public, or is it
Yes.
only in the domain, everything you do in the drive?
This,
Could you choose to make one page public?
This is a great question. Is it possible to make, for example, a document public, not just keep in the school? Yes. For example, when we are having collaboration projects with other schools, when you go into the document, I will just quickly show it here. Look, this is the document, and in every document or form, you will have the share option. And here, I'm not the owner of this document, but let me go to this, sorry. Okay, here, since this is a presentation computer, I can't make it. I can't make the change, but when you hit share, normally you see, who can see it. If it's private, only you can see it. Then you can add your students here, or when you hit private, you can make it public, which means that anyone with the link, for example, you send to other schools, they can access it easily. But by default, it's private to you. So if a student or if a teacher creates a document, only he or she can see it, but can go to this share button and authorize others to see inside and outside the school. It's possible. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay, thank you.